Welcome to Compassion Speaks, where we give a voice to the nonprofits in the community. I'm your host, Ezra Borrego, and today we have Jim Hillebrecht with Sue's Cruise. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Ezra. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's good to have you here. You're a good friend of mine, and it's good to have a little interview with you face to face.
I see you on Shoulder Lake Road all the time.
Yeah. You're still doing your walking, and that's pretty awesome.
Still doing walking.
That's pretty cool. So, Sue's Cruise. Tell me a little bit about the history of Sue's Cruise, how it all began.
Well, unfortunately, it began with a death, and that was my wife, Sue. That's thus the name Sue's Crew. And my daughter, Kristen, my youngest daughter, just did not want it to be a total negative.
Right.
So she said, I'm going to do something, you know, and this was before I got involved, really. She wanted to do it on her own. But she started Sue's Crew in Cumberland, Maryland, our hometown.
Wow.
And of course, it's grown back there, leaps and bounds as well. And I thought, well, I need to do something. I'm out here. I was out here in Arizona. So I started Sue's Crew out here. And the first year, I wanted to walk a marathon. So I walked what I thought was 26 miles.
Okay.
But when I remeasured it, it was actually 27 and a half miles. And I thought, oh man, I was that close to 30 miles. And that's how it became 30-mile walk.
That's how it is. Okay.
Yeah. And it turns out we're the only one-day 30-mile walk in the country.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're pretty proud of that.
That's impressive.
Pretty proud of that.
Your wife passed in Maryland, correct?
In Maryland.
Okay.
And that was August 4th, 2010.
August 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I was born August 4th. So we have a connection.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. So, man, that was, you did your first one 2012, is that when it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And were you solo?
I had a couple people that filtered in along the route.
Okay.
They just walked a few miles.
Okay.
Actually, Minda Simmons, the hairdresser up in town,
Yep.
she walked about 13 miles with me.
Good for her.
But other than that, it was just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kept you going? What was in your mind that kept you going that 27 miles? The first time going solo, that's pretty tough, doing it by yourself.
It was good. Well, just Susan, I mean my wife, and the thoughts of her, and what a great person she was. She was a friend to everybody. And if she was your friend, she was a friend forever. And a beautiful lady. She actually reminds you of Kate Jackson.
Oh, yeah?
On Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
That's what she kind of looked like.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So when you do something like what you did and you have a purpose behind it, it gives you extra energy, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does.
And Sue's Crew has been doing that for a lot of people through the years.
Yes.
And so the second year was how many people the second year?
I think it was 12.
12?
12 people the second year. And I forget what we raised. I can't remember the money, but you know, it was bigger. And then, of course, the next year was like 150 people, and then on and on. And then last year we were at about 316.
Okay.
316 people. And we want that to grow. You know,
You betcha.
One year I'd love to see 1,000 walkers out there.
Yeah.
You know, the police department wouldn't be very, very happy, but
more to deal with, huh?
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. The second year, my wife got to be with you on the second year, one of the 12, Tenny. Yeah, and I did it twice. I did 30 miles twice, which was a lot of fun. It's when you have that purpose behind it, you can endure it and you can do well.
Yes.
So when people do this, Jim, what do you recommend them to do to prepare for this?
Well, we have training walks.
Okay.
And we'll announce those at the beginning. We usually start those at the beginning of February. And we do them every other Saturday.
Okay.
And we normally we either meet at the beginning of the walk, which is down behind Sholo Ford.
Right.
Or we'll meet somewhere else, like over at Sholo City Park, and then walk out.
Okay.
And actually it's Derek Lubtek from Sequoia School that does our training for us.
Oh, wonderful.
And along with Kristen Orton, who's also on our board of directors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. So people, when they train, get the right shoes on. Don't get brand new shoes, right?
Well, they can get new shoes.
If they break them in as they're going slow.
And what people have to understand is you want your shoe to be a little bit bigger than normal, because over that distance, even if it's 15 miles that you do, your foot will swell.
Right.
And so you want to maybe get a half size bigger. I mean, you want the shoe to fit and be comfortable.
Right.
And then we get our training walks, and they don't have to do the training walks. They don't have to walk the 30 miles.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's a fundraiser. There's no question about it. It's a fundraiser. We're trying to help people. And you want to know where our money goes?
I sure do.
Okay.
Yeah, you
so
betcha.
it goes to, of course, our local oncology center, the Cancer Center at Summit.
Wonderful.
The American Cancer Society here, the American Cancer Society in my hometown, Cumberland, Maryland. And, of course, then we pull, through the year, we have people fill out a form if someone has contracted cancer. Doesn't matter if it's skin cancer or lung cancer, whatever it is.
Okay.
They can fill out this form.
Yeah.
And at our board meeting right after the walk, we pull one of those forms out, whatever name it is, we give them a check.
Wow.
And we don't ask what they're going to do with it. We just give it to them. They can do it for medicine. They can do it for trips, whatever they want.
That's wonderful.
And that's through the Sue's Crew Helping Hands Fund.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do a little bit of volunteering at the Cancer Center there as a chaplain, and I see a lot of pictures of Sue's Crews in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's kind of like a monument for us.
Yeah.
In fact, we're getting ready to change them.
Are you?
Yeah, because they've been up for a few years now, those pictures.
Some latest ones then.
Yeah, so we'll get up-to-date pictures up there at the hospital. And that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up at the Cancer Center.
Yeah.
You'll know it's Sue's Crew when you walk in. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Those, you know, when you do the walk, some people feel like, I got to do the 30 miles. I got to, and they may not be prepared for it. So what do you tell a person that wants to do the 30 miles, but they are not prepared? What do you want to say to those people if they don't finish the 30 miles? And they had that in their head to do that. What do you say to somebody like that?
Well, you know, they're going to be disappointed.
Right.
They'll be disappointed, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right. They went out and tried.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to them. They know that on May 16th next year, there's going to be a 30-mile walk. And they got plenty of time now to go out, walk, get ready, get their legs under them. And the people that are serious about it will do that.
Yeah.
And other people, and we've had several people that never walked a mile during the year and went out and walked the whole 30 miles.
Wow.
I don't know how they did it, but they did. And so, you know, it's up to the individual.
Yeah. Sometimes they catch on to the energy of the atmosphere and the purpose of doing it.
Yeah.
There's a great energy to those things. Yeah. My wife, you know, we live on Shoal Lake, like you said, and she goes all the way up, and she's done that, I think, a couple times back to our house. So I think it's like 24 miles.
Yeah.
And she's satisfied with that. She contributed, and she was happy that she was able to be there.
Everybody has to understand it is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
We do have a registration fee, and it's $25. That includes your T-shirt. And here's our T-shirts.
Pull that out and let people see what that looks like.
This is this past year's T-shirt. Which way do I point it?
Which way? Right there? Okay.
Right there? Okay. This was last year. You can see 8th year.
Yeah. Cool. And you get one every year. It goes up 9 year next year.
Yep. And then the 10th year is going to be really special. And then if you make the whole 30, then you get a Hey, I Did It
So
T-shirt.
when did you start this? Because the last
time started
about 4 years ago, maybe.
Maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
We started with the I Did It T-shirt.
Cool.
So
I'll have to get one of those next time I do it.
So you get a T-shirt if you finish the whole 30.
Cool.
And I had different feelings about that when we started doing that, because I don't want somebody to feel like, you know, hey, I got to do the 30.
Right.
You know, I need that T-shirt. I don't want them to kill themselves.
Right.
Getting a T-shirt, but I also think that those people need a prize.
Yes. Yep. Something to shoot for.
Yeah.
You betcha. So some of the things along the way as it grew, I know you didn't have some of the activities along the way, as much booths of water and Gatorade and bars and music. When did all that start to take place?
Well,
and it grew since then.
We started thinking about that in the 3rd year.
Okay.
And then I approached some bands, and of course they said, oh yeah, we'll be glad to do it. So all of our bands are not paid.
Wow. They
are volunteer all the way. And we had, 10 bands last year along the course.
Wow. Is that the most you've had?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll never remember them, so I'll read them.
Okay.
One of them is Midnight Moon.
Okay.
Midnight Moon, they play down at Sound Teresa's once in a while.
Okay.
The John Thomas Band, and actually they're playing our spaghetti dinner next year.
Okay.
John Thomas Band from Flagstaff, they come up every year. Fat Chance, local band, and they've really gotten good.
Yeah.
Code Blue, Sholo High School pep band. They're awesome, and
really?
they were awesome. They play at Denny's for us.
Okay.
Lakesiders, Blue Tattoo, just to name a few.
Wow.
And so it's a great day.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
And they just set up anywhere along the way where they're safe and they have a place to.
Yeah, we set them up. I mean, we make sure that they, like at the church on Sholo Lake Road at the Church of Our Savior. And of course they have a natural stage there because they have a covered porch, but the band's like that. And just elsewhere, the halfway mark. The halfway mark, of course, is 15 miles up in Pine Top.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we come back. So it's from Sholo to Pine Top and back.
Yeah.
And it's exactly 30 miles.
So you have a lot of booths where there's to rehydrate,
right,
and
water,
to be able to get nourishment in you.
And that's every 3 miles. Every 3 miles we have a water station, Gatorade, protein bars, things like that. And now walkers are encouraged to bring something on their own. Mm-hmm. A lot of people we've seen with fanny packs and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. I mean, it's a family day. There's no question. We really don't have an age limit. We've had people as old as 85, and we've had people as young as 4.
Yeah.
Out on the course.
Yeah.
It scares me to death at times, but they do all right.
Yeah.
Moms and dads watch their kids, and as long as they're registered,
right,
we're okay with it.
Yes. So along the Sholo Lake Road, you have, just before you do a loop, I know you do a loop right there, but before that loop there is a church that is probably one of your big highlight areas where people go to get a little bit of extra. What goes on there at that place?
That's the Church of Our Savior.
Okay.
And that's Father Carey.
Okay.
And he's a character, but great guy. And those people just have done. And in fact, last year, or the year before, when I was coming back, Father Carey was standing out on the corner, and he said, "Jim, I want you to know, this does more for us than it does for you."
That's true.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And the first couple of years, they wanted nothing to do with us, and not meanly. They just didn't want to. But when Father Carey came in, it all changed.
Yeah, well, cool.
And they've been with us ever since, and they grow themselves, and we just, we have the little dancers, the dance club, they're there, and just different great things there.
Yeah, they have different booths and a few different foods there. We're going to talk about that when we come back from our break. So they do have, I think there's a band there and a few other things that they set up.
Actually, a Fat Chance Band plays there every year.
Okay, so when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the details of Sue's Cruise, and a little bit more about Jim, and maybe he can talk a little bit about his sweetheart, why this all happened, and how it's still continuing to grow. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Compassion Speaks. Joining us today is Jim Hillebrecht from Sue's Cruise. Welcome back, Jim.
Thank you, Ezra.
We've talked about a few things, the history, where it all began, and what's been happening, and how it's been growing, and some of the bands that you've had along the way. And we talked a little bit about that spot over there on Sholo Lake Road, the church.
Church of Our Savior.
And there's some extra stuff there that is going on than any other spots that out there, that because you have tables, you have different canopies, but this is a big place where people get to have some extra.
The Church of Our Savior on Sholo Lake Road, of course, the halfway mark. That's a big party up there.
Right.
When we get halfway, and in fact, we have problems getting people to turn around because
it's so fun.
Last year we had Blue. I can't remember the name of the band now, but anyway, they were good.
So they were there at that spot. Maybe you shouldn't have them there. You need to have them at that at the church or something.
Code Blue.
Code Blue.
Yeah, they used to be something else, and that's why I couldn't remember them.
Okay.
But yeah,
so people
we have bands, we have refreshments, we have food. No one's going to go hungry. No one's going to be. And Angie, my better half now. She's a runner. She's out in her car. In fact, last year or the year before, she put 259 miles on her car, running up and down.
Just last year.
And of course, everybody, we're very safety conscious, so everybody gets the people that are driving their phone numbers, and if they get in trouble, if they need to quit, if they need to come off the course, all they have to do is call one of those numbers and they'll be picked up and taken back to their cars.
Okay. Do you have anybody certified medical or do you have access to the fire department just like that, in case something?
We do.
Like somebody overheats or something.
Yeah, and John Antoni takes care of that for us.
Wonderful.
One of our board members.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, good. So let's talk a little bit about your sweetie, the Sue. Passed away in 2011, or when was it? 2010.
August 4th, 2010.
August 4th, 2010.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about some of her personality, of who she is. I say present. And a lot of times, I'm going to share something special, and people can think about this, and you can think about this, Jim. Is that I'm a hospice chaplain, and you know, your wife continues on.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
she's there at every one of these.
Absolutely, she is.
And she's very much alive in spirit. So I look at them as still in the present, as what does she do, and because your wife's still aware and loves what is happening. And so I talk present. So tell me a little bit about what she's done and who she is.
Well, Susan's a wonderful person, and she's, first of all, she's a great mother, great mom. We have 3 children. And Kristen, of course, is the one that started Sue's Crew. And then I have Brian, who's in the service, and Corey, who is a beautiful mom and has 2 kids of her own. But Susan enjoys watching movies with her kids, movies at the theaters. She enjoys walking as well. And when she came down with cancer, it was a real blow to us, our whole family.
I'm sure it was.
And I had a hard time with it, and I still have a hard time with it.
Yeah.
So, but she was a beautiful person.
So,
I wish everybody could have met her.
Yeah, we need people like that in this world, and by doing this is a good memory and a good contributor. Yeah. She's still giving back to the society.
And we both were volunteers at the Cancer Society in Cumberland, Maryland for years. And in fact, I have pictures of her and I together. But she's good. She's a good woman.
That's wonderful. You mentioned when we give to others that we get back. And your wife, when she went through this, there's a lot of people around her, was there for her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All her friends were there. And
that's powerful. And now, the group is getting bigger and bigger, and they don't know her personally, but they know they're doing this for a great cause, to be able to help people that's gone through what she went through.
Yes.
To maybe there's going to be a cure someday.
Well, and that's the whole point of life, Ezra. I mean, we're here to help other people.
Yeah.
I don't see any other reason why we're here. You know, we're put on this earth to lift somebody up, and we all, if we're not out there every day lifting somebody up, just with a handshake or a hug or whatever it is, helping where we can, you know, then we're not doing our job.
I agree. And we don't feel quite centered or quite balanced when we're not doing those things. I feel like something's missing, huh?
Exactly.
When we do those things, we feel more complete.
Oh, yeah.
So when somebody does this walk, and some people actually speed walk, because I've seen some people speed walk in this, and some even running.
Yeah, I remember several people run
Josh
the whole
McAdams.
Yeah, Josh McAdams
he ran this
the whole. In fact, that's a good story. Josh McAdams, of course, I was walking it. That was actually one of the years that I made the whole 30.
Wow.
And I came up on the 5-mile mark going out, and Josh McAdams was coming back. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I thought, you got to be kidding me. Anyway.
Anybody that don't know Josh, he's a former Olympian.
Yeah,
and he still runs, and he still does a lot of your Ironman stuff. Yeah,
and I think he's living in Idaho now, isn't he?
He is.
I believe, yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Good guy.
So
let me tell you about our board of directors.
Let's do that.
Can I do that?
Yep.
Okay, first of all, my daughter, Kristen Hillebrecht Ingram. She is the one that started it all, and is still a very big pusher for us. I mean, she's incredible. I can't wait to see her. Amy Rogers. Okay. She's one of our board of directors. Steve Rodney, that the lady that you just interviewed would know from Trax, because he's a part of that. John Antoni from New Horizons Physical Therapy and Bodyworks. Kristen Orton, who's a teacher at Sequoia, well, actually she's a teacher in Vernon now. Anna Atencio, who's a public defender down here. She's our attorney. Sean Overstead, who works for our radio station, White Mountain Radio.
Okay.
And of course, Chris Paxman, who's an incredible photographer in the area.
Got a good staff there.
Yes, very much so. Handpicked, and they do a great job.
And John Antoni, he's got a daughter that's very much involved in the community.
Yes, very much so. Great lady.
Allison does a lot of wonderful things in our community.
Yeah, Allison Hebner.
Yep. So you got 9-year coming up, and what is the date on the 9-year for next year?
August 6th, no, May. Now you got me confused.
16th?
Now.
Is it May 16th?
No, May 16th is this year.
Okay.
So it'd be the 15th.
15th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2020 is May 16th, and 2021 will be May 15th.
Okay. And there are signs up throughout the community along the way that will have those dates changed, so people know that's when it's coming.
Sugar Lake Road. We have several big road signs up there, so they get seen. And then of course our website. People can go to our website, SewsCrew.org.
Okay.
Or Facebook, which is the Sue's Crew 30-mile walk, and all kinds of pictures and stuff up there. And I would like to give my phone number, because that's our official number for Sue's Crew. It's 602-717-6746.
Okay.
And people can call that anytime, and they can leave a message if I don't answer or whatever.
Okay.
But always a way to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
And registration, of course, we make our money through pledges.
Okay.
So you're going to walk in the walk. We give you a pledge sheet, and you get it filled out. And you ask your members of churches, and people are more than happy to donate.
You betcha.
So, but we give about 30,000 every year.
Wow.
To.
And you can make copies of that pledge sheet, right? If you need more.
Oh yeah.
Just keep on copying it.
Yeah.
And it's a registry of, is it $20 to register?
$25.
$25,
yeah.
And what all do you get with that?
You get T-shirt, you get all the food, you get the bands, the entertainment. I mean, it's well worth it. And plus, you're doing something good.
You betcha.
I mean, you're out there helping somebody. And we're very transparent with our money.
Yeah.
We want people to know where our money goes.
You bet.
We want people to see us giving that money away.
Yeah.
Some organizations, we don't see that sometimes.
Right.
But we're very conscientious about that. We want people to know where we're giving our money.
That's wonderful, Jim. You do a lot in our community, and I've known you for a few years, and you're going to continue to do this as long as you can.
As long as I can.
I know you got your legs, as we get older, our bodies just... they
deteriorate? Is that what you're going to say?
Yes, and I'm part of that. I have to stay in good shape because, one, both my parents passed with heart failure. And so I have to really watch myself. That's one incentive that I have to stay in shape. And to do stuff like this and help where I can and moving somebody. Yeah. So when somebody does something like this, there's a good feeling, and it makes them want to continue to take good care of their body once they start doing stuff like this, because they know that's a good feeling, and you're getting some good exercise, and maybe if you didn't prepare enough for it, you want to prepare better for something else you want to do.
Or for next year's one.
Right, right.
But people find out. I mean, it's awesome. It really is. It's a great day.
It is.
It's a great day. And again, we start early. We leave the industrial park at 5:30 in the morning. And there were still people on the course at 9:30 that night.
Really?
Yeah, last year. These 3 teenage girls. They would not quit.
That is so awesome.
And they made it. So.
And that's a time of year that you don't know what you're going to get weather-wise. Because one year I know they had snow.
Snowed, it hailed, the wind blew.
And they were going.
And we're going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's lightning or we're going to put somebody in danger, we won't do it then. But if it's snowing, we're going to be out there walking. I mean, and we expect snow May 15th.
Yeah.
Next year. Yeah. For our 10th year anniversary.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. And then you have some days it's pretty warm, and some days it's just perfect.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Last year was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So the 10-year reunion, you're going to have something a little special, but you can't reveal what that is.
No.
But it's
because we don't know what that is yet. We have ideas.
Yeah. And might get bigger and bigger between now and then, those ideas.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing you're doing, Jim, and you keep it up, and it's one of those things in community that it's getting known for what we do in this community. It's Sue's Crews.
And it's just a way to give back. I mean, and the people that come out and walk, they're giving back.
Yep.
You know, if they don't raise a dime, they're out there. They're letting people see them out there and why they're walking.
Right.
You know, we did a little thing a couple of years ago, and I've been posting some of them here recently on Facebook. I asked the walkers to write a letter why I walk.
Okay.
And some of them are real short, some of them are real long, and some of them will bring tears to your eyes. Most of them will.
And what do you do with those letters when you get them?
Well, we post them.
Okay.
But then we also keep them. Sue's crew has all those letters.
Okay, cool.
Because we want them in our archive.
You betcha.
But anyway, we're just happy to be out there helping somebody and doing something positive, and like we said earlier, lifting people up. If hopefully that's what we're doing.
Well, Jim, I hope it continues to grow, and when your daughter comes back here on the 10th anniversary,
yes,
I'd love to meet her. I don't know if I met her yet, but she's an inspiration.
We can have her on the air here.
We can do that.
That'd be awesome.
So, Jim, thank you so much for being here, and keep it up, and just keep on trucking as much as you can. And spaghetti dinner, real quick. You got a spaghetti dinner?
Spaghetti dinner is the night before the walk.
Well, night before the walk. Just everybody get prepared. Get some of those carbs in. Yeah. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned next month for Compassion Speaks. And make sure you get out and serve your community, just like Jim does, and a lot of other people in our community that serves here. It brings wonderful feelings to your heart. Thank you, and have a great day.